thoughts about the role of yoga that can come from these ancient teachings and offer something to modern civilization. The first part of it has already begun to spread, which is yoga as a system of health and fitness. Of course, that's a reductionism of yoga, but nonetheless, it's a useful thing. The science of breath and movement, asana and pranayama, and conscious eating, healthy lifestyle, that's an important thing for all people to learn. So many of the healthcare crisis, so many of the conditions that people suffer from that are part of the healthcare crisis and the overload in our hospitals, so many of these conditions are related to lifestyle. Not all of them, of course, but many of them are related to lifestyle. And people becoming more self-conscious of their activity and taking more steps to be proactive in their own healthcare would go a long way to help one aspect of what we're suffering with as a society. So health and fitness. The next piece, I think that yoga, it's coming now through organizations like International Association of Yoga Therapists, is self-care, and then even managing one's own condition. So they're all related ideas. Health and fitness is a little different than therapy and self-care. So yoga therapy teaches people how, when they've already been diagnosed with some condition or other, how they can begin to manage their own symptoms and become more independent in their own self-care. So they're related fields. And the third piece is what I was talking about earlier, I think, which is personal inner development and transformation, the spiritual dimension of life, the conscious teachings about consciousness, and helping people helping us as human beings surface our motivations behind our actions, and helping move people from sort of a self-oriented and selfish motivation to a more selfless and other-oriented, service-oriented way of being will go a long way. A lot of the problems that we have is because we're greedy and we want more, even at the expense of others. As a society, that's a generalization, of course. And then the other piece of that is what I talked about earlier, interfaith dialogue. So much of what we have is cross-cultural misunderstanding and conflict based on a lack of deeper recognition that actually our deeper values and beliefs are actually more similar than they are different. So some more kind of interfaith dialogue and cross-cultural communication, I think, is something that yoga can also offer.